and that's the beauty of it. Well, so what brought y'all together? I know y'all both creative minds, so how did that work? Like, you know, law of attraction.
Yeah, you know what's funny about it? Like, we're both from Oakland, but we met in Hollywood.
So for the listeners that don't know, how far is Oakland from California? From Hollywood.
6 to 5 hours from Oakland. Oakland
5 to 6.
Yeah, so
you said 6 to 5.
Yeah, she said 5 to 6.
Look at, I love it. So, I love it.
But that's how we met at a club December 6th, right? Something like that. That's the date to be exact. And
hey, don't be looking at it. I can't save you on this one, big dog.
10th or 11th. But fellas, let me tell you something. If you look good, like we was talking about, you upkeep, you dress good, you stay sharp, it didn't take no words. I was just a gentleman to her. I seen her walking down the stairs. All I did was put my arm out, let me help her down the stairs. She grabbed my arm with a big smile. Her energy's so good, she had me on the dance floor, and I don't even dance.
The mic just dropped.
Straight up.
Mind you, this wasn't just any club thing. Let me just clarify this, okay? He was out and about. He wasn't like, I'm out here clubbing, like, and she's just out here picking up niggas at a club. Okay. Let's just clarify that, okay? It was around Christmas time, and he's sitting there out there doing a showcase with another artist friend of his. Actually, a friend to this day, they're really close. Really talented guy, too. And so he was out and about supporting that situation, but for whatever reason, they didn't hit the stage that night. And I happened to be out, we were doing a Christmas party for my job, and I was trying to motivate another person who had a little bit of self-esteem, which finally got a brother of mine's wife out the house, okay, and got her out, and to really kind of check out the scene and get herself back on point. And in the process of it all, we ran into each other, so it is what it is.
So two creative minds. So how does that work though? Like you come up with the idea. Like who comes up with the idea? Who executes?
It depends.
So y'all flip flop?
Yeah. If she got something, she'll bring me on and what I'm good at. Like here's the thing. She does a lot of things that I don't know how to do as far as editing and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. But I picked up a lot of things that she's not unfamiliar with. So we just come together as Voltron and put the pieces together. And I let her oversee all my work before I even put it out.
Strengths and
weaknesses.
Because she has
to, yeah.
Our relationship is based on strengths and weaknesses. And like any smart business person, we're going to develop an individual's weaknesses. I can't help him with what he's already good at. So that's where I come in. And that's why, and he knows that. So he comes, and when he says I go and look over his work, I mean, I'm not there to tell him to do how well or not he's doing. But when I see that, when he tells me what he's out there trying to do, he's already admitted, listen, this is where my flaw is, and he knows I'm gonna catch him regardless.
He
checks me. He has to tell me like, hey, slow your roll. I already know where I fucked up at. Look over here. The rest is already history. Nice. Done. He does because he knows where I'm at with it. But for a while, it was harder because it's hard to tell somebody about themselves.
That's real.
But if it's gonna be anybody, let it be him because.
So how did y'all get to that level though? Communication or
he actually never knew that this is what I do or what I liked or my passion.
Yeah.
I came from him. When we met, we were hanging out and stuff, and I was going to support the music and all that because that's what I like. And then when I heard his work, I was like, oh, this is dope and very different, So very innovative in regards to his sound, So I'm listening, and the whole time, it started off with me making some covers, some music covers for him. I don't even know how that came about. I just kind of like, oh, I could try to do that for you, And then I started pushing out a lot of these covers, and he just kept coming back to me like, hey, that was dope, and this one got better. And I learned how to take his direction and what he was trying to. I tried to embody what he was trying to do.
She capitalized on my vision.
There you go.
And I was like, okay, I know what you want. Boom, boom, Yeah. And then my friends were on some. You really need to just hit him up and let them know you really like music. You finna get real old and not be able to do some projects with somebody who's got a way into these studios and everything like that. I said, man, I don't want this man to be like I'm like a gold digger, instead of a gold digger taking advantage of him for a resource that I know he's got.
Right.
So I kept that on the low for a long time.
Help me remember to ask you that question about gold digging and first time meeting somebody. It's the reason why we did that.
Yeah. So that's how that came about. So eventually, he learned about it. Even though you talk and you say, oh yeah, I went to school for this, I went to school for that. I'm sure he heard me when I told him, oh yeah, I went to school and I studied film or whatever. But
Thought she was all talk, huh, big dog?
No, I wasn't into the film yet. Like, I wasn't. She really sparked me. She really taught me capture. I thought I had my phone on vibrate. Sorry, I lost. She really, she really taught me how to capture the use of footage and B-roll and stuff. Because at first she used to just film a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. I wasn't used to that. Mm-hmm. Like, but it made sense. Like 6 months from now or whatever, it makes sense to have all this footage because it all came in handy. That's why I'm working on this movie through 90% of the stuff she shot. Just me in action and me being out and all that.
Now ask me why I was shooting it though.
Why was you shooting it?
You know, the whole time I realized he was a storyteller. When I met him, he's been a storyteller since I met him.
I can agree with that.
So I said, why the fuck is he not on camera already? And then I kind of saw him. He had done this thing called what was it? Not the Jimmy Dorman. He did the 10. When you did the
Unrelatables.
No, before that you did it was like 10 episodes. Boom, 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 and the one had 10,000.
Oh, John Tucker Must Die.
John Tucker Must Die. And so I kind of.
That's on YouTube.
Yeah, it's on
YouTube.
Okay,
so one day I just kind of.
That's some old stuff.
Yeah, he used to share random stuff, and I don't know why this John Tucker thing just came about one day, and I just kind of looked it up, and I'm like, wait a minute. Everything I've been doing.
She caught the concept of what I was doing.
Well, everything he was doing, I was like, that's funny. I was already kind of doing it on my own, on his behalf, without him even being aware of it, because I saw he was a storyteller.
The way, what I've learned in my experiences as an entrepreneur and in the real world, perception, because people, they always say don't judge a book by its cover, but they do. So it's a contradiction, first off. 2, that helps kind of people discern if they're going to give you a chance or not, just like with job interviews. I'm 6'7", tall. I carry myself a certain way. Right off the rip, like we kind of discussed. That's intimidating by itself. And my list like, okay, Murph. Then when I start speaking intellectually with some dialogue, they really like, I don't get the job.
Right, overqualified. They tell you you're overqualified, but really they're intimidated because suddenly they honestly know that you're going to be the guy to fill their shoes one day, and that day to be really soon, because they see what they're lacking. You know,
I appreciate that.
But that's every day. I get that all the time too. So
let's flip it. So if I came in not shaved, I'm a hairy dude. I got the fro out, scrub, and just coming in, sitting down. They gonna turn me right back around. So perception's gonna get me in the door.
Not necessarily. I'm gonna tell you why. Because if you came
more times than not,
if you came in there looking scraggly, at the same time you came out there outspoken, suddenly they see something they can improve. That there's room for improvement for you. And
right, but what's the percentage on that?
This is what I'm trying to explain to you. See, you got to sell yourself, and you got to be able to play your cards. And that's one thing in life that we fail to do. We have cards to play. You got to do your research too when you go into an interview.
Good point.
You have to sit there and be like, who am I? Presenting myself against you. What are they looking for?
Right.
What are they missing?
What job am I coming
Often,
in?
Often, if you a black man walking into an interview, that tells you right there they're looking for a minority. Now that minority, that you fit the description of the minority they're looking for that day, is really comes down to what you know about the company and the employer.
Listeners, I hope y'all listen to that, because we are both successful. All of us in here in this room is successful. So I'm just living for my world. Listeners don't take notes.
Yeah, I mean, that's how Trump won the election. Straight up. They saw what we were missing in society, and he saw that there was a demographic of people out there who were needing who were looking for this, that they weren't being represented. You know what I'm saying? So you really got to do a little bit of research sometimes and go into these interviews, or you really didn't want it at all. Because I've been in interviews, I want to say, well, every interview I've gone to, I've gotten a job. But I went to interviews where I didn't want the job. And still got the job.
Nice.
Nice. And was able to negotiate.
Now that's what I'm strong at.
The first part is just showing up.
Yeah, that's true.
They'll tell you that in practice.
That's true. Whether you scruffy or not. But I'm saying for my personal
Now I'm saying, honestly, but let me take the scruffy part back. If you're looking at a line position or something like that, or a lower management position, what I just said about not looking the best may possibly play on your part, because they're looking to fulfill in corporate America, or corporations, organization is usually looking to fill the fulfill their count as far as minorities on their books.
Correct.
Okay? So if you know that, I'm not saying don't look presentable, but you know you're super overqualified. You really got to sometimes just turn it down and be humble. You talked about that on the court. They told you, you know, as an athlete, that's something you learn, how to humble yourself. Bird introduced you to the game like that. He was like, you know you better than these niggas, but you got to turn it down a notch.
Right. And I appreciate that too, Bird.
I don't know why I think I told you that because I knew, like you said, I think I was already knew I was going through what I was going through. So I was like, I was a loud personality. You would say that?
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
well, I fed off of that though.
Yeah, I was just, that's all.
Hey, but I don't want to contradict myself at the same time, and I'm gonna just say it like this because he always says, or he always just asks me, and you always come over here all dipped and everything like that. And I told him like this, hey, I'm gonna tell you one thing about life: you can never go wrong with being overdressed.
That's true. That's true.
Because if I'm gonna lose to somebody, that's their loss.
Yeah, exactly.
Love
it.
So, I mean, like I said, it really depends on what it is that you're out there trying to do. If you just want a job, and this is people who are looking for jobs, I just told you the secret. And sometimes you just kind of be able to be flexible and this like that. But people like us don't look for jobs. They come out seeking up. They look for us.
That's real.
Now check this out.
You know what I'm saying?
This gentleman I just walked in.
Yeah, what's going on, big brother?
I got
D Murph, man.
I went to JUCO with him before I went to Texas.
Okay.
He was the young boy from out of Richmond. Like he went to Coach Carter is his coach. He went to Richmond High. He was on that Coach Carter team in the movie and all that. He was on set and all that. And the same how I was when I was with him. I was with him, and that's my guy, and he's here to this day.
What's his name?
Wayne Oliver.
Look him up.
Oliver.
And we all here do it.
Don't be Googling me. It's all good, brother. You're on the Flagrant too, man. That's how we do it, bro.
Yeah. All-Star Weekend brought us all together.
Yeah, welcome, man. Welcome. And we'll definitely grab them soon. If you got anything to say too, man, just you can grab my mic. I'm just letting you know the platform is open. But it was something, Twin, that you said, and I'm kind of changing the subject just a little bit, but I want to get a woman's perspective, such as yours with experience. Bird, when you said you didn't want to come across as somebody that was trying to dictate or somebody that was trying to take something that he earned and things like that. Why do you say that? Why, in your perspective, why did you say that initially?
Can I interject real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is the type of person, I'm going to be real quick. So, one of our first dates, I didn't know her birthday was coming up. So I bought her something right then and there. She's the type of woman that said, okay, I'm backdooring you. I'm going to buy you something right back because I don't want, she's an independent, strong woman, but go ahead.
We going to add to that too?
Yeah, well, he said a lot right there, huh? I just have never been the kind of person that wanted anybody to have the impression that I wasn't into you if I didn't say I was into you. It's already hard enough for you to get my attention, and then once you got it, I'm gonna give you the wrong perception of me. Absolutely not. And I always been a big believer that as a woman, I have a job to educate other men to seek out the right kind of a woman. So when you come across me, any man that's been in my life, I'll tell you, that's the benchmark. You can't reach that, bitch. You out my life. Straight the fuck up.
You got standards, and you period.
Yeah.
No, I can see why a lot of men fell away from her, like, cause it's.
Then I want. Okay.
Yeah, I can see.
First, you got to be confident, like you said. If you came at me, if I wasn't confident, one, I'm like, man, I ain't gonna be able to reach her level. One, two.
No, she's just on her shit, and she.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, she's just on her shit, and a lot of niggas ain't on their shit.
And that's what I was gonna get at. If I knew,
they know off top,
right? I know she out of my league.
Wave, yeah, all that.
But see, that's a bad attitude to have. She's out of my league.
But a lot of guys, to Bird's
point. That's what that's all I ever want to teach a man, though. Is the first thing is you're doing is you already settling for less. You disrespecting yourself by having that kind of an attitude.
But how many men typically gonna listen to a woman though?
Well, most men. Well, we're talking about black men here.
We all are black, so let's go with black men.
Listen, we just gonna talk about black men. Fuck everybody else. I don't know about everybody. I can't speak for everybody else. But a white man that never give me his attention and never will. Because at the end of the day, as being a minority, a white man is already intimidated by a woman. Now, a minority woman at that, she's not Asian. That's the only exception. Seriously. That's like the only other exception. But men, I have a problem when they sell themselves short. You mean to tell me you're okay with buying a bitch off? you're okay with giving yourself up to a woman. Y'all quick to stick your dick in anything that's walking and don't realize by doing that you might end up with a statistic and an unwanted child. And you creating a cycle.
So fellas, why do you think, and we kind of talked about this, but why do you think as men, black men, minority men, we don't carry that, a lot of us don't carry that confidence?
The standard,
in my